How's it going, people? Brown Brady here, and today's episode is a virtual ride on my 2009 Suzuki Boulevard M50. The video was recorded using my old liquid image action camera, and I tried to record the audio using my iPhone's earphones, also known as earpods. I normally use earplugs when I ride, so I thought of using the earphones instead, but they kept getting yanked out of my ears whenever I put on my helmet, so I just stuffed it in my jacket's inside pocket and used the voice recorder app to record the audio. I had actually ridden already in this scene and realized that I forgot to bring my mask, so I rode back and here I was looking for my spare mask. I was on my way to do a grocery run for my wife, who's in the middle of making dinner. So I figured, why not take the bike out for that, since I want to improve my skills by putting on more seat time on my bully. Which is a nice segue to today's topic, and that is, does one's motorcycle riding skills diminish over time? Is it possible to unlearn your riding skills? If you don't use it, do you lose it? So guys, I will confess, a couple of years ago I slowly developed a fear of riding for no reason. I'd not been involved in any close calls at all, but every time there was a chance for me to ride, I found an excuse not to. I worried about things like, what if a deranged driver intentionally crosses the center line just to mess with me? Or what if a student driver doesn't see me and makes a left into my lane? Or it just takes too long to gear up for the ride. Hearing motorcycle fatalities in the news also didn't help me put my butt on the bike. Days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months, and next thing you know, it got so bad that there was a time when I only rode once in 3 months. And I did notice that every time I rode on those rare occasions, each time felt like the first ride of the season. I had to familiarize myself with the most basic skills like slow speed maneuvers, counter steering, and braking. I felt less and less confident, especially in traffic. It became a negative feedback loop. The less seat time I had, the worse my riding skills became, and the more afraid I became to go for a ride. And so my CBR 250 sat in the garage collecting dust and cobwebs. By the way, that exhaust doesn't sound too bad at all, considering the mic was inside my jacket. In this part of the ride, I was sort of practicing counter steering. I sometimes do this when I approach an intersection with cars waiting to turn left. I believe it makes me a little more visible to catch a driver's attention. And here is a good example of my diminishing riding skills. This is a very basic slow maneuvering skill, and I botched it pretty badly by overreacting on the handlebars. Let's see that again. I know, it happens sometimes. But I find that having better clutch control and feathering of the rear brakes usually helps. Relaxing my hands might have also avoided, but let me know what else you guys think I should have done to avoid this. When I bought this M50, I thought it would reinvigorate my desire to ride again. And it did for a while, until I rode it and felt even less confident on it because it was such a different bike compared to the CBR 250. So again, I rode less and less, and with each ride my anxiety level always turned way up, at least in the first few minutes. But after that, I relax a little bit and enjoy the ride like I used to. because here in Canada, where we live, we have a very short riding season, so I have to make the most of it. I always believe that the only way to get over the fear of riding is to ride more often. Somehow today I felt a little more confident in myself and took the opportunity to go for a ride, no matter how short it was. Today's ride was only 10 minutes long. It was so short that it took longer for me to get geared up, prep the bike, put the bike back, and gear down. It was tempting to just take the car instead and not bother to go through all that trouble. But I was on a mission. I wanted to relearn my skills, regain confidence, and understand this bike more. I believe there was still an opportunity to always learn something to improve my skills. And in case you were curious, today's errand was to pick up a scoop of nutritional yeast from the bulk store. Don't ask me what it's for, but I didn't bother bringing my backpack for this since this was such a small item, it could fit in my pocket. As I made my way back to the bike, the wind had started to pick up as a thunderstorm was approaching. And within an hour after recording this, a severe thunderstorm would pass through my city, complete with a nice lightning show and torrential downpours with some hail. Oh, and here's an example of a lesson that I relearned today. This parking spot was slightly downhill, and I parked too close to the back. So as a consequence of that, I had a bit of a hard time pushing the bike back uphill to get out. It was a good thing that there was no car on either side. Otherwise, I'd have to push it further out. In the future, I'll remember to park the bike facing out to make it easier to get out of the parking spot. I already did this before, I just forgot. And while I was at it, I took this opportunity to do a slow maneuver U-turn. It could have been tighter, but with more practice I'm hoping to be able to do this with more confidence. I also think that this bike could be better fitted to me. It does feel like I'm overextending my arms sometimes. Maybe I'll adjust the handlebar angle in a future video. Anyhow, I've just about reached the end of this video, so I would like to bring up this interesting comment from a new subscriber named Ed from Indy. He says, "Thanks for the video. I just bought a 2008 M50 Cruiser last Thursday, silver and black, 8,300 miles. I haven't rode a bike for 42 years. Back then, it was only occasionally on my brother's Kawasaki 500. All I see so far is a custom exhaust, K&N filter, and a tuner. I read that the tuner was probably added to mate the engine with the free flow exhaust. Anyway, I have only rode it to work 3 times, 1 mile from my house. I like the honesty in you revealing, filming, practice, and parking lots. That is what I plan to do tomorrow. Thanks again, subscribe, Ed from Indy." Well, Ed, first of all, welcome back to riding. The M50 is an excellent pickup in my opinion. Many would even consider it a beginner motorcycle because of its low seat height. And 1 mile is a good distance since you're just getting back into it. 42 years is a long time to be away from riding. But anyway, thanks for commenting and for subscribing. And I will end it by asking this question. If you don't use it, do you lose it? What do you guys think? Have you experienced losing a skill? Is it possible for one's motorcycle skills to diminish the less and less they ride? Let me know in the comments section. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button and share this video with your friends. Or better yet, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. As always, ride safe and thanks for watching.
You look look like a bobblehead.